Peace, family. Yeah, I'm back with it. Another DOATBM update. Now, where to begin with this one? You know what? First and foremost, I want to say peace to everybody that's been rocking with me the whole year, and peace to everybody that's definitely rocked out without that for the past 7 to 10 years, and given any kind of support. It's definitely been much appreciated and well received. I want to start off by saying, I've been doing monthly breakdowns under Diary of a Thai Black Man, starting from January, doing monthly updates and breakdowns, kind of taking people through how the year's been going, things I've been working on, things I've been looking to do. And it's been quite poignant because I remember sitting down last year kind of planning to do it, and initially my thought process was, I'm gonna hit a different town every month, and I'm gonna do something from a different town every month and do an update from a different town. And in hindsight, that probably would have been very tiring, very draining, and it probably would have been kind of pointless to an extent. But looking at things now, that was prior to this year started, I had no idea the lockdown was gonna come in, which we've seen come in, initiated from like March this year. So the whole year's pretty much gone through so differently. A lot of isolation, a lot of time for reflection, a lot of time for focus, a lot of time for trying to put new things in place, get rid of old things and stuff like that. So I just want to say peace to everybody who made it so far this year, because I know how difficult it's been. I know it's been difficult for a lot more other people. We've seen many losses and stuff like that. So just on that note of losses, this year has definitely seen so many losses come to the forefront. Even for myself, I feel as though I've been losing stuff from, the start of the year onwards. The way my 2019 ended, wasn't necessarily the best. There was a lot of confusion, there was a lot of chaos, there was a lot of personal issues and stuff going on. And it was kind of culminating towards the end of the year on, there's got to be a fork in the road on some things. I done had certain things fall apart. I done had people do me dirty, backstabbers, all sorts of stuff. And I ain't saying that I done been perfect or whatever myself. I've definitely done my fair share of things throughout life, but it was one of those periods where, I think a lot of things were coming in my way, in my direction. So, just on that note of loss, 2020 has seen a lot of loss. I've lost a lot of stuff this year. My mindset's been not so much focusing on what I've lost, but looking at how things have probably got to that point and just what changes I can make going forward. So I was already looking at different ideas of ways of how we do things, which, sort of led me to where I'm at now, with just this whole, censorship stuff, which I'm going to speak about. A lot of years have seen me, on Facebook, other social media platforms throughout the years, and definitely been able to, generate high volume of interest, high volume of people, not just in one locality, but all around the world. So this year I actually seen my Facebook account, become deleted, which is one thing. A few months prior to that, I had my YouTube, suspended and sort of messed around with a bit. But I want to say peace to YouTube, because they're kind of a bit more easier to get through to and correspond with. Even though I feel as though the issue with the YouTube was something that shouldn't have been, censorship, because we attended a David Icke rally. We did a bit of filming as, freedom of press, and, we wasn't promoting anything to anybody to do this or think that. We were just capturing the moment, capturing the stuff for the people, but that resulted into a community guidelines strike and things of that nature on YouTube being censored under. So, we're back, we're trying to keep things better and, play by the rules. We didn't intend to break any anyway. But that leads me to Facebook, where I've seen, the literally what I can only call is the execution or the categorical style, onslaught on my Facebook pages now. Facebook was a huge driving force for me driving people to my website and, other mediums over the years. The irony is this year, there's been more natural influx of people coming forward to the sites as opposed to Facebook, so it hasn't been the number one. So even though they took out a lot of my pages, it hasn't necessarily impeded too much. But it's just shown that I guess in today's times the fight for censorship or the fight for them trying to keep ownership and control or know over things. Now I can't actually say why they took down my Facebook. My assertion is I'm connected with loads of people around the world. Some of the stuff I post about that they deem as maybe too empowering, or I post a lot about ownership. I post a lot about knowledge of self and stuff. You know, at times I keep up to date with the news. We posted a bit of stuff on vaccines and things of that nature, but nothing I'd say to the veracity of what others have to elicit that kind of response. So I feel they've been shadow banning me for a long period of time. Maybe somebody reported some of my stuff, flagged some stuff, and which I think is a shame, because not only did they categorically delete my personal pages, a lot of my pages that had been made to support business, the same pages that they had taken money from and stuff for advertising and things of that nature. And just the worst thing is just having no way of really contacting these people to resolve it. They sort of just give you a blanket cut and dry, well, this is what it is sort of thing. Now, understandably, these things happen. So the old me, I probably would have lost my ish at some point before, really being frustrated, going against the grain. You know what it's like in life. They tell you, especially as a black man, you got to pull your bootstraps up, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, make it happen. You got to go out, work hard and do all this stuff. And I feel as though a lot of that stuff, it kind of like BS to an extent, because the more you do it and the more you go forward, the more you hit with these blockades and the more you hit with these obstacles that are trying to keep you out and shake you off balance. So, here I'm at now in December, just bringing it forward. What was ironic, I was doing these as videos all throughout the year, and it's a testament to me that you can never get too comfortable on something, or you can never, just go with what you want to go with, thinking it just going to roll out that way, because there's always these forces of resistance to try and stop you. There's always these forces of resistance to try and break you down. So, with that being said, I do want to speak more on just censorship and things of that nature, especially in this time where we're seeing so much war on information and freedom of information. We got these fact checkers out and stuff, whoever hires them or denotes them as a fact checker. We've got the world and the internet telling people what to think, what to eat, how to live. We've got friends and family acting of a certain kind of ilk and mentality. So it's like, in these times, I just want people to really stay up and stay woke, man. I don't know how much you're going to be seeing me online on some of these sites now, because, you got to move differently. And even for myself now, it's like, can we keep putting too much into these sites and then they just keep, taking our stuff down, doing what they want with no sort of regard of everything that we done did to build things up. So one thing I'm happy and fortunate about is, I managed to build a website, bouttheonline.com, which ultimately means even if there's any issues with some of these sites, we do have that source and that platform there to serve the public and to serve people with the media and the information that they so love and so dig from us already. So I want to wind this update down, because I know a lot of people been asking. I've had messages. People say, did you block me? Did you delete me? What happened to this page? What happened to that page? And it wasn't just one page. There was quite a few about the online, about that music group, about that TV. A few of the affiliate sort of channels, and most of those pages themselves had at least a few thousand people on there. And in terms of reach and impressions, we was going up like very high and stuff as well. So yeah, Facebook, I just want to say F you. Mark Zuckerberg, they actually in a lot of litigation and stuff at the minute. They're facing their biggest legal battle in years, for antitrust concerns and stuff like that. They've been known to abuse their dominance and monopoly to crush smaller rivals and individuals, snuffing out competition, all at the expense of everyday users, So I think, Facebook, they're really showing themselves to be as foul as people have said they are over the years. All these antitrust suits that are going on with them, Mark Zuckerberg going through to court, now he's trying to change things with Instagram and like WhatsApp and stuff like that, because obviously they were all owned. So I think the last I heard, they're trying to make a change for WhatsApp to bring in some money from it, because that's probably one of their last brands that are sort of, you know, holding on to where it's at. So you know, I also want to say peace to the family, man. Let's stay safe out here. You know, let's try and find these new sites where we can network and stuff from. It's sort of like a club, and I know that people are always gonna want to go where other people are. It reminds me of my clubbing days when I was young, and you know, everybody be like, oh, let's go to this club or that club, and then you go there and they got everybody standing outside waiting. And I'll be saying to people, there's enough of us here to go somewhere else and create our own club and make it cool. But most people ain't with that, because they want to go with where the crowd and the masses are. So I don't want to go too much off on a tangent, but with that being said, even virtually on the line, let's make our own clubs and find our own spaces where we can you know, be free, because in these times, 2020, you know, in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of global crisis, and the world's gotten so much more virtual now, and that's going to be more of the way going forward. So we got to stay careful and stay protected on these sites, and some of these sites got to step up and, you know, protect us too. So peace to the family. You know, DOATBM, I'm going to be back soon, and I'm going to be covering some of the stuff that's been going down pertaining to vaccines and stuff. So don't forget, like, share, subscribe, leave your comments, and if you feel like raising some hell and saying, yo, y'all people hating on my boy Fonz, I want, yeah, you know, send that to Facebook, email, what's up, find a way. But that's so good. Peace to the family, and I'm gonna tap in soon. Peace.